Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophie and today's video is a very special video. I first wanted to say thank you for helping me reach 10,000 on this channel. It has been nothing but love and support from this community and I'm so grateful for every single one of you. So thank you. And I thought this was a great opportunity for me to do a sit down and answer any questions that you might have. On my social media, I asked you to submit your questions and I got tons of really thoughtful and interesting questions. So in today's video, I will try my best to answer all of your questions. I divided the video into 4 different sections. I will leave the timestamps in the description below. So if you want to skip to that portion of the video, then please feel free to do so. But without further ado, let's get started. What inspired you to create a YouTube channel about these topics? Do you watch other channels similar to yours? I always had an interest in photography and videography, and I always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I just didn't know when to start or really how to start. In the beginning, I had to really reflect about my lifestyle, my passions, what I do on a day-to-day basis, because I didn't know about what topic I wanted to make this whole channel. But at the same time, I was going through this slow living and minimalism journey. So it just felt natural and the most organic to share this topic. I thought it would be great to document it and also share my journey online. Yes, I do watch other YouTube. Most of my social media is spent on YouTube, watching other creators on this similar topic. I will try to leave some of my favorite creators in the description below. Have you lived somewhere where there's snow? If not, would you like to? Actually, I grew up most of my life in places where the winters had tons of snow. I was born in Korea. Most of my childhood was spent in Germany and in England. All of my teenage years were spent in Alaska, so as you can imagine, I am very familiar with snow. I grew up snowboarding and skiing, ice skating, all of those fun snow activities, so I do miss playing in the snow sometimes. What's your height and weight, and how old are you? When did you get married? So I am 5'7", 130 pounds. I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30 this year. And my husband and I have been married for 2.5 years now. What's your hair care routine? How do you maintain having thick, black, healthy hair? I hope this is not a disappointing answer, but I am very low maintenance when it comes to my hair. I use very little chemicals. I shampoo and maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and then I always rinse with cold water. Also, I do have to mention my mom and dad, they both have really thick black lush hair, so I have to thank them for this low maintenance hair that I have. Next question is regarding my fitness and workout routine. So I practice yoga about 3 or 4 times a week. And recently we've been biking a lot, we go swimming in the ocean. We try to keep a very active lifestyle in general. And it's easy to do because the weather is so nice all year round. Of course, we have 2 little dogs who also need exercise. So I try to walk them around an hour to 1.5 hours every single day and try to make that a priority. Hi there, I'm not sure if you touched upon this, but I'd love to understand more of the decision to move to Hawaii. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. I moved to Hawaii about 5 years ago to be with my now husband, and honestly, it was a really easy decision because I've always wanted to live in Hawaii at least once in my life, somewhere tropical and somewhere near the ocean and where it's warm all the time. There's so much nature and it just kind of was a dream come true for me. So I packed up my bags. I think within a week in San Diego, I wrapped everything up and flew over to Hawaii. Did you already have a job in place before you moved to Hawaii? If not, was it hard to find one once you were there? I saved up a lot before moving here so that I could just experience Hawaii without having to work for the first 6 months. I was able to land a job at a local nonprofit, and I still work there, but now only part-time. The second part of that question was, you said before that you don't work full-time. Do you find that you are comfortably able to live in Hawaii and not work full-time? So I worked full-time until I didn't have to. My husband and I, we planned it so that we would save up most of our income and we were able to invest in real estate. Now I have free time to pursue my passion projects like YouTube, and I'm able to manage our rentals to supplement our income. And I think this leads me to my next question. Hi Sophie, I have a few questions. Is it expensive to live in Hawaii? How do you guys handle hurricanes on the island? What made you move there? Thanks. Because we live in the middle of the Pacific, everything is shipped here and the transportation cost is reflected in the price. It really depends on your specific lifestyle. We don't spend money going to concerts, going to bars and cafes and things like that. The culture is more based on the outdoors and community and family. So that's what we do on our weekends, on our free days. In short, I would say yes, you pay more for your necessities, but the lifestyle here, it really doesn't have to be expensive. What are the benefits of living on an island? There are so many. I would say I really enjoy the pace of life. It's very slow and relaxed atmosphere. I enjoy the small community feel. Everyone knows each other, or you say hi to your cashier, the postman, and yeah, there's so much aloha, and I really enjoy that. What do you miss the most since moving to Hawaii? Because we are in the middle of the Pacific, it's very expensive and difficult to fly anywhere, to a different city, different state, and even inter-island. It can get very expensive. When I lived in San Diego or like a bigger city, I was able to fly very spontaneously, book a ticket and just go. But now it takes a little bit more planning. Yeah, that's something I miss. But of course, right now, nobody is really able to travel, so that's not relevant, I guess. Regarding minimalism, I had a lot of questions regarding decluttering the mind. I think this can be a whole video on its own. I mentioned in my other videos that I like to journal, and it helps me to unload all of my thoughts and my emotions and kind of just work it out through the writing process. And also, I like to talk. I am a big talker. For example, I talk to my husband about everything, and we have very different minds. We think very differently. So he gives me a very interesting perspective on the same situation, which helps me to see things clearly. What's your number one advice for minimalism newbies? So I'm a minimalism newbie, and if I can give any advice, I would say try to first define what minimalism means for you, because everyone's lifestyle and priorities are all different, and we have to really pick and choose what works for us and what doesn't. What's the one unnecessary thing you will not get rid of? It just depends on the season of my life, my priorities, and my lifestyle at that time. But something that's been consistent throughout the months, something I will not get rid of, are my plants. I know that they take up a lot of time and a lot of space in my house, but I think they bring so much life and green to the space. They really keep me company. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, I really enjoy having them in my home. So that's one thing I will not get rid of. Next question. How has your life changed since adopting the minimalism lifestyle? Has your spending habits changed since being a minimalist? Do you budget? So yes, my life has definitely changed for the better in all different aspects. My finances, my spending habits, my relationships, my state of mind. Ever since adopting to a more minimalist lifestyle, I'm so much more careful and intentional about the things that I bring into my life, where I spend my money, what kind of brands I want to support. Just overall, I'm just being more careful. How often do you shop for clothes? Now I only shop if I need to replace an item. For example, I have white tank tops that I wear like almost every day. It's like my uniform, and if I were to have a huge stain on it or like it rips for some reason, then I will go and replace it. What do you do when you're feeling down and overwhelmed? I like to go for a walk, and it helps me to zoom out of my current situation and gain a different perspective. And most times I realize that I'm overreacting, or most times I realize that the situation isn't really as bad as I think, which helps me to calm down and go back to my normal state of mind. Have you influenced any of your friends or family to adopt a slow or minimalist lifestyle? How does it feel watching them grow and have their life be positively impacted? I have this discussion with my mom and dad all the time, and it's quite funny and really cute because they'll call me and say that they decluttered their closet or they cleaned out their basement and they're so excited about it. Yeah, it's quite amazing. Also, when you guys leave me comments, I read every single one of your comments. I try to reply. All your stories are quite motivating and inspiring. So I hope that you continue to share your journey. If someone wants to start slow living, where do we have to start? I think you have to start with intent, because this will set the foundation for everything else. Asking questions like, why do I want to slow down my life? What aspects of my life do I want to slow down? And what is the bigger goal that I'm trying to achieve by slowing down my life? How I balance slow living with today's world. I really don't use social media that much, only YouTube. I love YouTube. YouTube is my weakness. So I only watch it when I'm getting ready in the morning, or when after I do the dishes and I have like 30 minutes of silence or time to just unwind. I would also be interested to see another side of being simple and minimal lifestyle, if you have any negative experience from it. Because slow living or minimalist lifestyle is quite an alternative lifestyle, it's going against the grain of the fast-paced, materialistic society. I think that you can feel quite isolated. You might find that people have different opinions about your lifestyle, judgments, and even suggestions on how you should live your life. But these negative comments or negativity that comes from other people is truly nothing compared to the benefits that you gain from this lifestyle, in my opinion, and also in my experience. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, for all your thoughtful and lovely comments. It's really been amazing so far. I truly have to thank you for that. So thank you again. And if you have any other questions for me, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I will see you in the comments, and until next video, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.